Well, yesterday during our daily devotion, I talked about a four-letter word that I wasn't allowed to use at home growing up. Many of those words, of course, provided me with an opportunity to have my mouth washed out with a bar of soap. I did provide one example yesterday of one of those words, and that word was hurt. Well, as I went through the day yesterday thinking about that four-letter word, I was reminded of another four-letter word that has been somewhat of a mystery to me for the majority of my life. And that word is love. Because of things that happened to me when I was just a young boy, the word love has been distorted and even somewhat perverted to me. Instead of feeling loved, that little boy felt used, felt like an object. So therefore, if I'm an object and here just to be used, everyone else must be objects and here for my use as well. So we tend to use those objects to meet some kind of need that we have. Now in my mind, I know it seems ridiculous to say that I love pizza and I love God and have those mean the same thing. But what God has revealed to me recently is there really isn't much difference in those two loves, because I didn't really know what love was. You see, I used pizza, an object, to satisfy a need that I had, so therefore it's not too far of a stretch for me to say that I love pizza. For too many years, I would only use God to satisfy some of my needs, and as soon as those needs were met, like the pizza, I didn't really need God anymore. At least that's what I thought. So since I love God that way, well, then that must be the way that He loves me. And if I really believe that God loves me that way and just wants to use me the way that I have used Him, then why in the world would I ever want to spend time and get to know a God like that? Well, I wouldn't. So I didn't. You see, I had created a God in my own image, not fully understanding the perfect love that the Father has poured out on me. I spent 40 years in this bondage, in this desert land, but the Lord has delivered me and is now bringing me into His land of milk and honey. And He offers that same kind of life to you too. Because why? Because as much as He loves me, He loves you in that same way, that while we were yet sinners, Christ laid down His life for us. That's the love song that He sings to us today.